Call of Duty Zombies, the thing that we all love, is an amazing game to play to pass time. However, today we're going to be talking about how and what the storyline to Zombies is. So let's get right into it. So it all started at Call of Duty World at War Zombies, where you had the four main characters, Tank Dempsey, Edward Richtofen, Nikolai Belinsky, and Takio. They are the four main characters. Now before that, Dr. Edward Richtofen was in a class, or groups I should say, called Group 935. Now this group was based on the future for Germany. At this time it was World War II and it wasn't looking good for the German side. Now Dr. Maxis, who is the leader of Group 935, took Dr. Edward Richtofen under his wing as one of his favourite pupils of the group. Now Group 935's base is at the Reese Horde Giant on Black Ops 3 was the 935 headquarters. The Group 935 decided to sign a contract with the Nazis saying that they would make weapons, not just any weapons, but wonder weapons that would give the Nazis an advantage in the war. The contract was signed and they had started straight away. Now, a few months later, Dr. Maxis was working on the MDP, which is known as the teleporter in Call of Duty Zombies, and he was trying to successfully do teleportation. He started using walnuts as test subjects to try and do this without harming anyone. So Dr. Maxis sent Dr. Edward Richtofen and a few other scientists to the Eagle's Nest, which is known as the Eisendrache on Black Ops 3, to work on the wonder weapons for the Nazis. But what Dr. Maxis didn't know was that Dr. Edward Richtofen and his co-scientists and a few other scientists turned on Dr. Maxis's back and decided to work on the MDP, known as the teleporter, as well. They were on the test 115, known as 115, of teleportation of the Walnut, and it was successful because they activated the teleporter and it teleported the Walnut to the main frame, which is where you spawn on the giant. When you first spawn on that teleporter piece, that is the main frame. So it went from one of the teleporters in the Reese and was at the main frame. So they told Dr. Maxis about this, and he wasn't exactly happy about what they had told him. He told them off and told them to head back to the Eagle's Nest, the Eisendrache, to work on the wonder weapons like he had asked them to. While Dr. Maxis works on the teleporter, he wanted Dr. Edward Richtofen and the others to work on the wonder weapons for the Nazis. So yeah guys, I'm trying to explain this as easy as possible so you can get it, so anyone can get it who plays zombies. Now, Dr. Edward Richtofen and his co-scientists were thought to believe that Dr. Maxis was going to take all the information and all the glory and all the technology as if he had done it all by himself, which made Dr. Edward Richtofen angry and frustrated as he did not approve. So Dr. Edward Richtofen decided to still work on the NDP, the teleporter, but this time he was going to teleport himself. He'd done it, but this time he didn't end up in the mainframe. The teleporter actually took him to a room on the moon with a pyramid-shaped object known as the MTP. He done the worst thing he could do, and he touched it with his hand, and he gained a little electric shock, and that little shock, as he didn't know, gave him schizophrenia. Now, schizophrenia is pretty much where you kind of go like psycho and that. So yeah, so he kind of made him psycho. When he touched the pyramid. Then he decided that he had seen enough, so he decided to teleport back. But instead of teleporting back to the Reese, which is the headquarters of 935, he teleported to Shangri-La. Yes, Shangri-La, the exotic jungle, as most people's favourite zombies map is. While being there, he decided to work on the force called the Vril. The force is used to teleport, and he teleported back to the Reese headquarters, and he decided to build a new base on the moon with his co-scientists. And the whole 935 group, without Dr. Maxis knowing. And Dr. Maxis was at the Eagle's Nest, and when Dr. Maxis went back to the headquarters, the Reese, Dr. Edward Richtofen and the scientists went to the Eagle's Nest, or Eisendrache, to work with the teleporter, the MDP. To travel to the moon and transfer equipment, they had to build the base. And the base was called Griffin Station on the moon, which is the map of the moon. Then Dr. Edward Richtofen wanted to kill Dr. Max's tech to gain control of the energy. Also, later on, Dr. Edward Richtofen and his co-scientist, Dr. Schuster, started to work on the wonder weapons for the Nazis that Dr. Maxis has told him to. So Dr. Maxis actually found the blueprint of the wonder weapon in a Japanese facility called Shinonoma, or in Black Ops 3 known as Zetsubu no Shima. So this is all coming together now. The blueprint was of the ray gun, and Dr. Maxis made the first version and Porter made the second version, hence why when you pack a punch the ray gun, it's called Porter's X2, or known as times 2. Dr. Edward Richtofen decided to make a wand weapon by using element 115, and which even made Maxis feel scared about the weapon and its max production. And it was known as the wand weapon, the Wonder Waffle, in Doris and all that, or the Wonder Waffle. Now, Dr. Maxis had a daughter called Samantha, and Maxis was getting distracted, which made Dr. Richtofen frustrated and angry that he couldn't make Group 935 reach their peak of potential. So a while later, Dr. Maxis was working on the teleportation to help the Nazis get to places a lot easier and make destinations 10 times easier to give them advantage in the war. But the tests were failed and the subjects were exposed to the element 115 and either killed them or diseased their cells, turning them into zombies. So Maxis kept on doing tests on the humans but they kept on turning into zombies, so he then killed them all that turned into zombies, or they came back dead, which he had done. Dr. Maxis tried to control the zombies by doing more tests, but it failed. So he went to work on a project on the outpost of Siberia, and he was still trying to make the humans render their minds to respond to human commands. So Dr. Edward Richtofen got more test subjects. They got more test subjects called Nikolai Belinsky, Takio, and a Mexican soldier called Pablo. His second name is unknown. I've searched up, but I cannot find it. Through the process, Nikolai and Takio's memories were completely erased. So we all know Nikolai and Takio, they are the two of the 4 main characters, and Dempsey will come into the story later on. But the Mexican soldier unfortunately died, so this forced Richtofen to get another test subject. So an American spy, Peter McCain, tried to infiltrate the 935 group headquarters, Doris, to report on going to the experimenters at the base. So the spy's base was Verrucht, but when they tried to evacuate him because it was overrun by zombies, the leader of the Verrucht group, Tank Dempsey, was left with the undead. So Tank Dempsey had to survive, and he was the only survivor out of the 4 at Verrucht. So Richtofen got reported that there was someone special there and that he was surviving there. So the Group 935 captured Dempsey, so Richtofen can use him as the 3rd test subject. So while the tests were being done, Dempsey grew anger issues. Nikolai couldn't do anything without some form of alcohol since his alcohol addiction, and Takio's mind was broken and he was left only to speak Japanese verbs. When Dr. Maxis returned from Siberia, World War II was at the end, unfortunately, which meant that the contract was declined, which means that they were no longer getting funded, and the test fight was overrun with zombies. And let's be honest, the future for Group 935 was looking pretty grim and unsuccessful. Now Maxis was going to do the 6th test, but it was on the German Shepherd called Fluffy, which was Dr. Maxis's daughter's dog. She was lonely because her mother had died. So Dr. Maxis bought her a dog. So they, knowing that hang on. So yeah, she bought her the dog, and so she wouldn't be lonely. She took her everywhere. Yes, he named the dog called Fluffy, and basically Dr. Maxis wanted to do tests. So yeah, they teleported the dog, but it came back like a zombie because its cells got diseased and it was exposed to element 115. And instead of coming back as a zombie, it was a zombie in dog form. So this was the start of the Hellhounds, hence why you have the dog rounds every 5 rounds on some maps. So Samantha walked in and saw Fluffy, so she screamed and ran in the corner of the teleporter. So Dr. Maxis ran after her and the dog was with them too, growling at them as he was cornering them in the teleporter, or the MDP. Now Dr. Edward Richtofen wanted to kill Dr. Maxis for so long. He'd been waiting for so many years to try and kill him to gain control with the energy. So he shut the door of the teleporter and you could hear Dr. Maxis screaming at the beginning clip of the Giant and Doris saying, "Open this door now, Dr. Edward Richtofen." You can hear him shouting that. And he teleported him with the Hellhound inside, and Dr. Rifton said, "Goodbye, Dr. Maxis," which is a very well-known quote in Zombies on the Giant. If you want to go see this for yourself, make sure to go play the Giant and watch the beginning cutscene. And he thought, Dr. Edward Richtofen thought he'd kill them both, as well as the Hellhound, because pretty much he wanted Dr. Maxis to die because he was getting distracted, and Dr. Edward Richtofen thought that Group 935 could not reach their maximum potential. So yeah, hope you all get it at the moment. And yeah, so Dr. Maxis got teleported to the cave of Shangri-La, and Samantha got teleported to Griffin Station on the moon. She was right in front of the pyramid that Dr. Edward Richtofen gained schizophrenia from and a little shock, and it was open because Dr. Edward Richtofen and his co-scientists were doing tests on it with Dr. Schuster. So Samantha done the worst thing to do and she ran into the pyramid and she gained control of the energy, and Dr. Edward Richtofen then found out that they had both survived and Samantha had control of everything, including the zombie hordes and yeah, so pretty much everything. So Dr. Edward Richtofen got Dr. Maxis and went to Griffin Station. So he told Samantha. Dr. Maxis told Samantha to destroy the group 935 and everyone in it, because he was so angry with Dr. Edward Richtofen for betraying him like that. And yeah, so shortly after he said that to Samantha, someone like Dr. Schuster, we don't know fully, killed Dr. Maxis, and Samantha got even more angrier and fulfilled what her father had said. She targeted Dr. Edward Richtofen the most, as he caused most of this. So Samantha was in control of the zombie hordes. She sent them to destroy Group 935. So Richtofen got 3 of his test subjects, all 3 of them. So there was Richtofen, Dempsey, Nikolai, and Takio, the 4 that we all know. And Doris was overloaded and swarming with zombies and hellhounds. They had to leave the facility. So he told the 3 test subjects that in order to survive, they had to do exactly what Richtofen had said, which was to survive. So they went into the teleporter and they were sent away from Doris, away from the hordes and the swarms of zombies and hellhounds, and they ended up at an abandoned theatre, as we all know as Kino de Toten. And all the Easter eggs following up to Revelations, the final map, resume the story. But this is why I told the beginning of the story and how it all happened, because not many people know it. And yeah, so if you did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like, as it has taken me loads of time. This whole video was scripted as well, so yeah, if you could take some time to leave a like, and also drop a sub if you want any more zombie facts that I know, and I'll produce it onto my channel. Anyway guys, so yeah, that is the beginning and how everything started, and that why we play zombies, all caused to this. So yeah guys, so I hope you guys did learn something new in this video. Make sure to leave a like and drop a sub, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace out.